Hello, this is Carrie from Cookbook Divas, and I'm on vacation, but I have a library card in the city I'm vacationing in, and I went to the library and picked up some cookbooks because I can't be away from books for very long, even on vacation. We're going to look through Zingerman's Bakehouse and Cooking Wild and Cook Real Hawaii. Then we'll look through Yes Way Rosé, Floral Libations, Tiny Food Parties. We're waiting for our Amazon friends to join us. Leon, Happy One Pot Vegetarian. And Bake, Make, and Learn to Cook for Children. And then I could not resist picking up at the library Alice Waters and the Trip to Delicious, a children's book about Alice Waters and the farm to table movement. So let me get these cookbooks organized and we'll start looking through them. This is not a cookbook review show because I have not cooked anything out of these books yet. I just picked them up at the library and I am checking them out. I'm going to start with Zingerman's Bakery because who doesn't enjoy a nice bakery cookbook? And welcome to our Amazon Live fans. I'm going to pop in and start the chat over on my own. Here we go, Cookbook Divas. Hello, what are you cooking or baking today? Okay, got us started off. Zingerman's Bakehouse by Amy Emberling and Frank Carollo. Photographs by Antonio Achilleos. Let me grab some glasses because I'm probably going to need them. In the beginning, there was the bakehouse. Now there is the cookbook. Find your favorite recipes: sour cream coffee cake, ginger jump up cookies, lake house brownies, pecan raisin bread, published for the first time here. It is Chronicle Books. And Zingerman's Bakehouse is more than an institution. For upwards of 25 years, this artisanal bakery in Ann Arbor, Michigan, has fed millions of fans who stretch all across the United States and far beyond. Now, in their first ever cookbook, the Zingerman's bakers share their meticulously tested, carefully detailed recipes. Years of insights and delicious mistakes make these best of their kind recipes standbys for cooks of every skill level. Ooh, Chronicle Books. What year did this come out? Ooh, that's what the bakehouse looks like inside. Came out in 2017, so it's pretty new. Table of contents. I love the big font. Setting the stage for successful baking, getting started in creating our mission, creating a great place to work. People matter, yep. The flow of our days, the flow of the year, seasons and holidays. I'm looking forward to that chapter. Baking through eating fads and diet obsessions. Unexpected successes, surprising controversies, and stunning flops. And chapter 8, our next vision. So a lot of this won't mean anything to me or to you if you don't know about this bake shop. I've never been there, never heard of them. But I'm all up for some baking recipes. So, introduction, a cookbook, how we work, our business story, blah, 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 food experiences that inspired them, going to the International Baking Industry Exposition Show with Paul Saginaw in 1994 and meeting bakers. They went to a bread bakers guild. I didn't know there was such a thing. Okay. Well, now I'm going to be hungry for bread. And Amy was inspired by her mother's perfectionism in the kitchen. All right, setting the stage for successful baking. How to serve them and store them. Most common baking mistakes. Don't freak out, read, plan, and enjoy. Things you're going to need, etc. Bread baking techniques. Wow. Assessing when the bread is done. I struggle with that one. So lots and lots of reading before we get to once a week, make a levain. Okay. Chapter 2. Lots and lots of info on how they got started. We're here for the recipes. And here is one for relentless. Oh, I'm sorry. What is that? Oh, no. Jewish rye bread. Rice sour. Day 1, day 2, once a week. So day 1, you're making the rice sour. Day 2, you're feeding it. And once a week, you're maintaining it. Okay. Parmesan pepper bread. Sicilian sesame semolina bread. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below, those of you that are watching. We got 2 people on Amazon. We have somebody watching us on YouTube and on Facebook. Yay, social media. So we're looking through Zingerman's Bakehouse, pecan pie, Big O cookies, Bakehouse brownies, Black Magic, Honka Burnin' Love Cake, but it doesn't have a picture. Sour cream coffee cake or lemon poppy seed. Yum. I would prefer lemon poppy seed. Here's the variations you can do on it. I really like that photograph of the 3 different slices they took out of it. Pretty cool. Creating Great Place to Work is chapter 3. Roadhouse bread. Detroit style pizza. Any fans of Detroit style pizza here? Love to hear from you. I think I prefer New York style. Ginger jump up cookies. I'm allergic to ginger. Tunisian orange and olive oil cake, but there's no picture. Ah, I'd love to see what that looks like. French crullers, i.e. donuts. But look how this is all the ingredients in the first step. She's giving you tips on the side, and then it continues. It's a very complicated recipe, too complicated for me. Chocolate covered glazed donuts, no picture. And now we're already in chapter 4. So I'm gonna start skipping ahead because you get the drift of what this cookbook is like, farm bread. And we have 6 or 7 more books to get through before I start another live stream at 2, where we are doing a Jane Austen tarot reading. So let's, lemon clouds, no picture. Sweet cream drop biscuits. Graham crackers. I have never tried making my own at home, and I worry I wouldn't get them to be that particular crunch and crispness, but I could try. But can I roll them out that flat? New Delhi crumb cake. Okay, let's start skipping ahead. Seasons and holidays. Ooh, I don't want to miss this chapter though. Challah. Definitely need that for autumn and the holidays. Hungarian walnut roll. That's unusual. Hello, Serene. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I went and grabbed a whole bunch of cookbooks. I'm glad to hear from you. I hope you're going to join us for my Jane Austen tarot reading at 2. Nothing satanic. I'm not psychic. We're just going to see what the cards do. And at 3, we're going to have tea and chat. So, I have a busy day ahead. Some more bread. Walnut and currant rugelach. How do you say that? Help. I don't eat that kind of thing, so I don't know what it is. A Yule log cake. Cute. Very cute. We're in the holiday chapter of this cookbook. And 3 grains, 3 seed bread. 8 grain, 3 seed bread. We move to another chapter. Country scones. Just rhubarb pie. Cute little cutouts of the hearts. I like that. 2 p.m. PST. Yes. In about 45 minutes from now, I'll be using my new Jane Austen tarot deck to answer some questions about my future, I guess. Unexpected Success, Chapter 7. Bakehouse Bagels. And, whoa, Transylvanian Cinnamon Swirl Bread. How good does that look? Wow, that's a lot of layers and stuff. Woo! Serene says, my hubby and kids go crazy for my Christmas Stollen. I bet they do. Here's a Boston cream pie. Let's look at one more dessert from this chapter, and then I better move on. Oh, chapter 8, the final chapter. True North bread. What does that mean? Michigan-grown wheat. Ah, that's why it's True North bread. So that was Zingerman's Bakehouse. I think they spent a lot of time writing about their business and not enough time photographing their recipes, but that was pretty cool and lots of unusual recipes that I want to try out. Probably not making bagels or graham crackers anytime soon, though. The North! Were you a Game of Thrones watcher, Serene? That's what I was thinking of. Okay. I just threw a book on the floor and my dog jumped about 10 feet in the air. Sorry. I threw it gently. Let's do Cooking Wild. More than 150 recipes for eating close to nature. I'm kind of scared there's going to be some gross meat in here. She says, oh yeah. Was that for Game of Thrones? Okay, Chef John Ash and James D. Frioli. Hey, I know someone with the last name Frioli. Except for the final season. I know, Serene, and no spoilers, but the final episode. What? That's all I can say. I was so mad. So when I rewatch the entire series, I'm going to skip the part where the red woman gives birth to this weird black shadow creature. And I'm going to skip the final episode and pretend it didn't happen. Don't get you started. I know. So let's look through Cooking Wild. Eat wild. To eat wild foods, you needn't crawl through the forest or hunt your own game. Many of them are as close by as your local supermarket. But this doesn't mean that wild foods aren't worth the hunt. Today's heritage breeds, paleo diets, farmers markets, and environmental concerns all point to increased interest in foods that are as natural, untreated, and healthy as they can be. More than 150 delicious and inventive dishes include warm dandelion salad. I'll have a no thank you helping. Nettle pesto, if I can eat it without stabbing myself with the sharp pieces, sure. Duck dumplings, roast pheasant stuffed with wild rice, bison and black bean chili, and huckleberry butter tart. Wow, we got to look at that one for sure. Okay. Chef John Ash is a James Beard award-winning author, and so is James O'Frioli. Chef John Ash is known as the father of wine country cuisine and has long advocated for ethical food that is good for us and the planet. Equal parts guidebook to our edible world and a deft kitchen companion. This cookbook yields more thoughtful and flavorful meals. Okay, well, let's check out the table of contents. Ooh, it starts off beautifully. Wow. Running Press is the publisher. Photography by Tucker and Hostler. And this came out in 2016. And the contents are Chapter 1, Wild Plants and Herbs. Chapter 2, Nuts, Grains, and Seeds. Chapter 3, Fruits and Sweeteners. Chapter 4, Meat and Birds. Chapter 5 is Fish, Shellfish, and Aquatics. There is no dessert chapter. Introduction. My grandmother taught me how to forage wild plants such as lamb's quarter, also known as goosefoot or pigweed, wild asparagus, purslane, and huckleberries, and to catch trout with my hands. Wow, that kid spent some fun summers, didn't they? First chapter, jumping right into it. Cattail pollen pancakes. Okay, and you need an egg, honey, milk or buttermilk or kefir, cattail pollen, a cupful. That sounds like a lot. They say it's easily harvested from male cattail spikes that emerge from within the cattail's early leaves in spring. In fact, you can collect several cups of the pollen in about half an hour from a thick stand of the plants. Jeff says to first make sure that the water the cattails are growing in is clean. No picture. Cattail and lentil dal. Chili water. Dandelions, lots of info. Creamed dandelion greens. Okay, if my dogs didn't poop on the dandelion leaves, then sure. Edible wildflowers. So this is a very educational book. Pickled fiddleheads. I love fiddlehead ferns. Yum. Have you ever eaten any of these, Serene, fiddlehead ferns? We have them here in the Pacific Northwest, in the woods behind my house, actually. But I don't always go get them. Lamb's quarter frittata, mesquite cornbread, mesquite chocolate chip cookies, but no photo. Coconut mesquite smoothies. Let's start jumping ahead because I'm having trouble finding pictures. Whoa, I bet you guys want to see this. Is this a chicken? What? Yes, a spatchcocked pine chicken with pine needles. Serene says, yeah. Okay. Wow. Ramp soup, ramp kimchi, sea beans, stinging nettles. I've encountered those too many times. Nettle pesto. I'm thinking, nah. Wild arugula sounds delicious. I'd love to find some of that. Here's grilled asparagus with lemon, olive oil, pecorino, and prosciutto. Korean ginseng and chicken soup. Black trumpets. Are those mushrooms? Yes, we're in the mushroom chapter. Chanterelles. Whoops, I skipped a picture. Oh. Okay, this is a sablefish with chanterelles and parsley. I don't know what a sablefish is. Morels. Crab stuffed morel mushrooms. Serene says, oh my God, thanks for reminding me. I have the chicken in the fridge I need to cook. Well, yes, don't forget that chicken. Grilled fresh porcini mushrooms. Wild mushrooms, wood sorrel soup. Now we're in the nuts. We're only in chapter 2 and we're this far into the book. Wow. I'm going to skip ahead faster because we got more books to look at. Pignon bread. Wild rice and turkey mini muffins. Now we're in chapter 3, fruits and sweeteners, such as cucumber yogurt sauce, gooseberry granita, lots of gooseberry recipes, old-fashioned gooseberry pie. I don't think we have gooseberries in the Pacific Northwest. Huckleberry muffins, we definitely have huckleberries. Serene says, now I'm thinking about the hounds line from Game of Thrones. I'll have one of them chickens. So I kind of liked the hound, to be honest. I really did. Okay. I am drinking, by the way, I don't know if it's in the carousel, Adagio Teas makes cold brew peach oolong iced tea that is amazing. And it's cold brew. I just threw it in a pitcher and some water, put it out in the sun for an hour, and now I have delicious iced tea. Let's move on. Honey, pork kebabs with honey and pomegranate molasses. A bee's knees cocktail using foraged honey. Maple walnuts, barbecue sauce. We're in the meat and bird chapter that I've been dreading. Bison and black bean chili. Serene says, I did too. His brother, heck no. That's right, his brother was, ugh. He needed to die about 5 seasons before he did. Slow roasted leg of boar. You know, that was probably a spoiler, but honestly, people, you've had 10 years to watch Game of Thrones. If you haven't watched it by now, we get to spoil it for you. You're obviously not going to. Grilled medallions of venison with blackberry sage sauce. I need to jump into the comments in case someone on YouTube says hello. Mealworm or cricket fried rice. Thank God there's no picture. Duck dumplings. There's what they look like when they're cooked. Polenta upland game birds, dried fruit chutney, grilled quail with pickled figs and prosciutto. We have quails around me right now. I can probably see one out the window. Clams, we're in the seafood chapter. Saigon clams. Clams casino. Mullet hobo packs. And rockfish cakes with homemade tartar sauce. I think that was enough of fried frog legs. I'm so glad I turned to that page. Not really. That was Cooking Wild. More than 150 recipes for eating close to nature. Some of that stuff was kind of gross. The rest looked pretty good. Serene says, you know what George R. Martin is doing lately? Obviously not writing the rest of the books. I know, write faster. Ugh. I think he put so many characters into the last 2 giant 1,000-page books that he doesn't know where he's going and he's off telling their stories, but we want to know what happened to Arya and Sansa. Don't care about these random 50 characters you wrote in at the end of the last book. Next up, let's check out Cook Real Hawaii. I've been meaning to look at this. I didn't get around to it. Serene says, George R.R. Martin is too busy writing screenplays. Yeah, screenplays for non-Game of Thrones properties. Ugh. I know we don't own him, but it's very disappointing. This is Cook Real Hawaii by Sheldon, Simeon with Garrett Snyder. And I have only been to Hawaii a couple times, and as a vegetarian, it was a little difficult because everything was pork and fish. Everything at the restaurants. So this was a 2-time Top Chef finalist, decided to drop what he was supposed to cook as a chef and dedicated himself instead to the local Hawaii food that feeds his ohana, his family, and his neighbors. With uncomplicated, flavor-forward recipes, he shows us the many cultures that have come together to create the cuisine of his beloved home. The native Hawaiian traditions, Japanese influences, Chinese cooking techniques, and dynamic Korean, Portuguese, and Filipino flavors that are closest to his heart. This is going to be cool. Serene says, George R.R. Martin pulls us in and then nada. You're right. I wonder what his researcher is doing, because authors like that have researchers to help them finish books. I know because I helped an author finish 11 of his computer books. And I met Tom Clancy's researcher one time, and they were just always busy researching. Maybe George R.R. Martin needs to hire a researcher to help him finish his books. Hint, I'm very good at helping authors finish. If anyone's watching this, please hire me. Anyway, Cook Real Hawaii came out in 2021. We're going to get some beautiful travel photos that are going to be painful. The publisher is Clarkson Potter, as always. Good cookbooks. Contents: heavy poo-poos, hibachi styling, fry action, simmer, rice and noodles, looking forward to that chapter, mean greens, looking forward to that one too, sweets and drinks, and then odds and ends and an ingredient guide at the back that's going to help a lot. Those of you just joining us, we're looking through Cook Real Hawaii and about 5 more cookbooks before I go off the air at 2 and start doing Jane Austen tarot readings. Okay, here's the introduction. I'll read it later. Oh, I think that's his cute kid. Or nephew, you never know. Here's his story. We'll read that later. He was born and raised on the Big Island, but both sides of his family come from the Philippines. He opened a restaurant called Migrant. Hawaii is so famous for their shaved ice. And I gotta tell you, when you buy a shave ice machine, it's not as good as what they do over in Hawaii. Oh my goodness. Okay, a brief story of Hawaii, in case we need to know that. Big 5, how to use this book. How to mince garlic and peel ginger and chop scallions. Okay, heavy poo-poos, first chapter. Heavy poo-poos will be served when you see those words printed on an invitation to a graduation celebration, a birthday, or a good old-fashioned luau. You know to bring your appetite. Any self-respecting event in Hawaii is going to involve poo-poos, of course, but heavy poo-poos is the top level. It means a spread of appetizers so bountiful and grand that you could graze like a gazelle on the vast savanna until it's completely stuffed. Well, look how much they have on the table. Wow. I guess they don't know about finger foods. That's cool. First recipe of the book: Shoyu Dip with Sesame Crunch. And then Kimchi Dip, no picture. Kamaboko Dip, no picture. Boiled peanuts with oxtail spice. I love boiled peanuts. I don't know what oxtail spice is. This recipe involves ginger, so I wouldn't be able to have it, and cinnamon. I'm allergic to both. And then star anise pods, and I don't like the flavor of licorice, so this recipe is not for me, but you might like it. Bug juice, quote unquote, with prosciutto dust. Shall we find out what bug juice is, or are we better off not knowing? Because what if it wasn't a bug? Vinegar, soy sauce, brown sugar, black pepper, prosciutto dust, and sliced fruit. Okay. Phew. Kudish sauce, but no picture of it. Sakurabashi. Here we go. Crispy gaogi with shoyu mustard. Looks good to me. What's in it? Cornstarch, white pepper, wonton skins, ground pork, shrimp, ginger, garlic, egg whites, scallions, shoyu sauce, and a couple other sauces. Wow. Lots of fish sauce. Spam musubi, Japanese influence. Okay. And here's a primer of poke. And let's get out of the poke. Sardine poo-poo. I know you're giggling when I say that word. Miso taco, but T-A-K-O, not like a Mexican taco. Blistered shishitos with furikake ranch and crispy quinoa. Ooh, Maui flying saucers. Look how they make that. Oh my gosh, on that mold, interesting mold plate. What? Shall we find out what this is? I'm kind of intrigued. And those of you watching on YouTube and Facebook, I'd love to hear from you. It is garlic, Korean chili flakes, ground beef, yellow onion, celery, carrots, tomato paste, cream of mushroom soup, chili seasoning mix, black pepper, white bread, and American cheese. So it's like a grilled cheese sandwich with a bunch of interesting stuff in it. Wow. I've never seen anything like that. That's really cool. Okay, how about chicken liver mousse? Hibachi styling. Okay, here we go. Some call it grilling, some call it barbecue, some call it cooking out. Here in Hawaii, we call it hibachi. Shoyu sugar steak. Local style kalbi, involving short ribs. Terry beef sticks, chicken barbecue. Stuffed uhu with lap cheong. This is a very unusual cookbook. I have not seen one like this. Skipping ahead, charred fish hangover soup. That would give me a hangover. Smoked meat with guava jelly and broccolini. Now we're in the fry action section. Lots of fried food in Hawaii. Garlic shrimp. I bet that looks really good to those of you that eat shrimp. We're looking through Cook Real Hawaii. Down in the carousel, you can click on it to check it out. Mochiko fried chicken. Here's pocho, steamed clams with Portuguese sausage. I love how many cultures they're drawing from. This is katsu sauce with, I'm assuming, chicken, but it doesn't say on the photo. You have to turn back. It's cauliflower katsu curry. Okay. And coconut shrimp. I'm loving the food photography. I wish there was more of it. Simmer. Okay. Slow and methodical. That was the Simeon way of cooking. Beef shank a la oxtail soup. Black bean truffle paste, ginger scallion relish. Portuguese bean soup. Wow, look at all that. That looks very hearty. It is ham hocks, sausage, onion, carrot, celery, garlic, potato, tomato sauce, diced tomatoes, kidney beans. There's a lot going on in there. Wow. This is local style beef stew. Pork belly adobo. Pork and peas. Rice and noodle chapter. I'm looking forward to this. Chicken heka. Never heard of it. That looks amazing. House cake noodle with oyster sauce gravy. I'm vegetarian and I even said that looks amazing. Something called pancit? Don't know. Mickey noodles. Somen salad supreme. Ooh, pretty. Looks like ramen. Dry Maine breakfast fried rice. Yum, you can have fried rice for breakfast? Fried garlic noodles. Oh man, I gotta get out of this chapter. Mean greens. Okay, this will be healthier, I hope. Whew, sweet onion dressing and kimchi peanuts. Tropics Oriental dressing on spicy taigu and tofu. Lomi salmon. Grilled dinendang. I probably said that wrong. Hurricane elote. Guri guri. Prune mui. And I'm jumping ahead. There's kimchi. There's all the recipes for all the sauces, etc. in the pantry. Wow, that was unusual. I'm going to do a more thorough look through of this over on our YouTube and our Amazon shoppable videos. So check that out some other time. Thanks for looking through this one with me. Hi, Sylvia. Thanks for following. Next up, let's look through, how about, I got to find these, Floral Libations really quickly. It is a cocktail book that has gorgeous ways to use flowers and edible herbs in your cocktails. I love that the cover is holographic. It's by Cassie Winslow, and the photography is by Doan Lee. Let's check out the chapters. A floral pantry, morning beverages, afternoon delights, after supper drinks. I'm just gonna skip ahead because they do a lot of educating about the plants and how to make rose salt, how to make garden party sugar. This is lavender gin. Stunning photo, makes me very thirsty to look at it. And I'm so glad that Sylvia started following. We love finding new cookbook friends. Morning beverages chapter. Iced lavender cafe au lait. That wouldn't be for everybody. Hibiscus tea latte. Dandelion tea cinnamon cappuccino, but you don't make your own dandelion tea, you buy it in a tea bag. Rose petal almond milk. Cantaloupe and nasturtium Bellini. Yay, I caught a live! Hi S over on YouTube. Where are you watching from? We're looking through Floral Libations. This is a nasturtium Bloody Mary. I would totally drink that, but I probably wouldn't eat the nasturtium that had been floating in it because it would be kind of mushy, kind of watery. Lilac Greyhounds. Raspberry hibiscus jam shrubs, and shrubs don't always have alcohol in them. This one does. This one has vodka. Blackberry hibiscus lemon drops. I don't grow hibiscus, but I do have blackberries all over my yard in Seattle. Lavender lemonade with lavender gin. S over on YouTube says, oh wow, this book sounds amazing. I know, it's incredible, and it's cute and little. It's a great gift book. Orange Blossom Moscow Mule. I'm not a Moscow Mule person because I can't have ginger beer, but this one involves lavender gin, lime juice, ginger brew, blossom water, and ice. I would just skip the ginger beer and use tonic. Lavender gin Daisy. You're watching from North Carolina. Hello, I am in Eastern Washington. Pansy margaritas. And pink grapefruit and chamomile palomas. Is that tequila in a paloma? Remind me. Salt, grapefruit, ice cubes, grapefruit juice, chamomile tea, tequila. Yep, soda water. Garden party sangria. Ooh, it's been too long since I had sangria. And tips on using floral garnishes. Now we're in after supper drinks. Hibiscus vanilla floats. Wouldn't be my first pick, personally. Strawberry lavender milkshakes. Nah, I'll stick with chocolate. I'm being boring, I know. How about rose salted caramel shakes? Kind of interesting how some of the pictures are really, really dark. I prefer the lighter ones. Jasmine apple cider. Maybe these are dark because it's after dinner drinks. Duh. Okay, would you guys drink rose petal hot cocoa? I'm thinking you're gonna say no. I mean, it wouldn't hurt you, but elderflower hot buttered rum. That one I would try. So that was your little preview of Floral Libations by Cassie Winslow. And I can't remember if we posted a video of this over on YouTube, but we're gonna do one on Amazon shoppable videos for sure, because it's so pretty. Next up, another kind of drink-based book. Doesn't have a lot of food recipes. I'm gonna skip through it really quickly because it takes a long time to look through this one, and we looked through it yesterday. It's pretty cool. It's Yes Way Rosé, A Guide to the Pink Wine State of Mind by Erica Blumenthal, Nikki Hugener. And there's another item I put in my carousel related to this, and I'm not sure why I did it. Oh, it's a Yes Way Rosé mini kit with wine charms, drink stirs, and recipes for a good time. It's a paperback. You can check that out in the carousel. Meanwhile, let me dive in. It starts off pink. Yes Way Rosé. They use the Yes Way Rosé hashtag on Instagram if you want to find them. Publisher is Running Press. Came out in 2019. It's only got a few chapters. Rosé 101, Rosé Vibes Only. Are you ready to partay? We are ready to partay, so I'll just flip through and show you the beginning of the book where they're teaching you about rosé, blah, 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 the history of it, some pretty pictures, how to drink it, how to choose it, blah, blah, blah. But we're here for cookbooks and recipes. It is beautifully photographed, though, I have to say. And if you have a person in your life, it's usually ladies, but no judgment. It could be a man, too, or a gay dude. If they love rosé, this is a fun gift book if they haven't already seen it. Since it came out a couple years ago, they might have. Okay, let's get to the, oh, they're pairing it with pizza. Let's get to the recipes. Where are they? I love the photography, though. It makes me thirsty for rosé. And I have about 15 bottles of rosé in my house right now because I'm a wine blogger. So guess what I'm going to open this afternoon? Okay, cocktail recipe. Earth Angel, rosé and coqui americano, and Suze and Aperol and lemon juice and simple syrup. That's a lot of liquor going into this one drink. Blame it on the rosé. Ooh, pretty picture. Recipes for a good time. I'm pretty sure that's rosé infused cake. A charcuterie board, which are super popular now. Grapefruit rosé mimosa. Yes Way parfait. Beautiful picture for a ladies' night. Tuna tartare crisps, pink. Prosciutto, PB&F, prosciutto, butter, and fig sandwich. Watermelon and whipped feta bites. Slow roasted salmon with olive crouton vinaigrette. Mastering the art of French drinking, a Julia-inspired dinner party with roast chicken with shallots and potatoes. Pan-roasted haricot verts with pine nuts. Cauliflower gratin, and some little mini creme brulees with rosé. And how to throw a backyard bash. So that is my sneak preview of Yes Way Rosé. It is a beautiful book. I definitely recommend it for the rosé lover in your life. Now, let's move on to, let's do the cookbook that a publisher sent us as a gift. If you don't care about vegetarian stuff, just bear with me. I'll run through it really fast, but I know a lot more people are eating plant-based or cutting down on meat. I am a lifelong vegetarian, but I'm not trying to convert anybody. 2 people just stopped watching over on Amazon. They're like, vegetarian, get out of here. So this is Leon, a series of restaurants over in the UK that serve vegetarian and vegan food. This is their brand new Happy One Pot Vegetarian book. Oh, yes, I am a wine blogger. Look for Woodinville Wine Blog and Lake Chelan Wine Blog. I will spell those for you in the comments. Amazon Live doesn't really want us sending people to other places. Lake Chelan Wine Blog. Okay, so I'm not a wine reviewer. We're mostly about the venues and helping people find delicious places to drink here in Washington State. So Leon, Happy One Pot Vegetarian. Easy, simple to follow, satisfying recipes, perfect for any occasion. Sounds good to me. Conran is the publisher, part of Octopus Publishing, that gifted us this beautiful book. Thank you. Chapters: Lunchy Brunchy, Fast and Easy, Food for Friends, Light and Simple, Slow and Hearty. And then at the back, I love this, conversion charts. Thank you for the conversion charts. How to plan a one-pot meal. And I have to admit, when I first bought my one pot, I went crazy for about 2 weeks watching YouTube videos and using it constantly. And then it's hard to clean out. And then my job kind of changed and got crazier. And we're doing lots of Amazon live streams right now because we went all in on Amazon shopping. So I have not been cooking in my one pot very much. So I need to learn how to do it. Seasonality chart is kind of interesting. Foods to eat in autumn: apples, blueberries, blackberries, figs, pears, butternut squash, wild mushroom, Jerusalem artichokes, etc., etc., etc. A store cupboard guide. All right, first chapter, Lunchy Brunchy. I love how colorful that these Leon Happy cookbooks are. Ooh, courgette, i.e. zucchini, blue cheese, and walnut tart. I would love to make this. In fact, my cousin made something kind of like this for breakfast the other day. Roast tomato and goat's cheese puff tart. So far we have one picture for every recipe. Pea and ricotta puff tart. Oven roasted fry up. Hey, are you making something for dinner over in North Carolina? It's almost supper time, right? For 5 time to start cooking. Smoky beans, sausage, and egg. I am making spaghetti tonight again. I made it last night, but I didn't use up all the sauce. So I don't like having jars of tomato sauce just sitting in my fridge because then I forget when I open them and they go to waste. So I'm going to eat the same meal tonight I had last night. Tofu scramble with mushrooms, tomatoes, and spinach. And they put every recipe, they say how many it serves. This one's 4. Prep time, 10 minutes. Cook time, 25 to 30 minutes. Dairy-free, vegan, vegetarian, and nut-free. Every recipe has that kind of notation. Tofu hash is wheat-free, gluten-free, vegetarian, and nut-free. Love it. That's so helpful. It makes it so easy to use this book. Those of you just joining us, this is Leon, Happy One Pot Vegetarian. I'm going to skip ahead to the Fast and Easy chapter. Baked coconut curry noodles. Winter veg tabbouleh style salad with halloumi. Ooh, halloumi cheese, yum. Creamy garlic, asparagus, and egg pasta. Asparagus gribiche salad. I don't know how to say gribiche. I've never seen that word before. What is that? Oh, it says. Gribiche is traditionally a French sauce made with capers and eggs. Here, we've turned its flavors into a salad. So this is vegetarian but not vegan because it has eggs. Over on YouTube, S says, I'm making bulgogi for dinner. Woo, nice. That's a person with a plan. Goat's cheese, beetroot, and pui lentils. Cheesy tteokbokki. I'm sure I just slaughtered the name of that. Dan Dan inspired noodles. I love the photography in this books. I mean, it's gorgeous. And I love it when they have little tips in the insert. Tip, for example, this dish is quick to cook, so make sure you have all of your ingredients prepped and close by. Okay, food for friends. Courgette, blue cheese, and walnut cannelloni. A little take on the blue cheese walnut from earlier. Red wine risotto. I should make this since I'm a wine blogger. Roasted beetroot and green bean curry. Saffron scented vegetable tagine. I don't own a tagine. Do you guys own a tagine? It's the Moroccan pot. I probably should, but it takes so much room in the pantry. And I don't have a lot of storage. This would be awesome in summer. Peach and blue cheese salad with walnuts. Light and simple. Love the photography. Warm chickpeas with spinach and tahini. Nudie and tomato sauce. Go ahead and giggle because I said nudie. Giant beans with chard. Baked hummus. I've never baked my hummus. That almost looks like, wow, almost looks like shakshuka in a way, with no eggs on top. Mock duck and citrus noodle salad. Broad bean and chickpea stew. Pui lentil and artichoke stew. Slow and hearty. Cannellini bean, onion, and mushroom pot pie. That would be incredible. That would be so perfect in autumn or winter. Giant pasta shells and stuffed with herbed ricotta. Any excuse to eat ricotta, I'm there. Leek, white bean, and greens gratin. Roasted butternut red curry with lentils and spinach. And let's finish up with plantain and mango curry. And how about baked orzo with tomatoes and mozzarella? So that was Leon, happy one pot vegetarian. Next up, I'm gonna have a little tea, and I wanted to just quickly show you Tiny Food Party because it cracks me up. It's bite-sized recipes for miniature meals by Terry Lynn Fisher and Jenny Park. I love throwing parties and doing little finger foods, but these are even tinier, and it's from Cookbooks. They're not even finger foods because they're just bite-sized. The chapters are Tiny Snack Party, Adorable Appetizers. Chapter 2, Tiny Dinner Party, Itty Bitty Entrees. Chapter 3, Tiny Dessert Party, A Little Something Sweet. Chapter 4, Tiny Cocktail Party, Darling Drinks. That's my least favorite chapter because I want big drinks. Anyway, Mini Kimchi Deviled Eggs. Potato Salad Bites. One bite onion rings, but they're made out of shallots, so they're tinier. Small potato samosas. Tiny taquitos. Pint-sized jalapeno cheddar corn sticks. Addictive arepas. Miniature meatloaves. Little lamb sliders. Pint-sized chicken and waffles. Those are cute. Mini banh mi sandwiches. One bite white chocolate cheesecakes. Dainty chocolate raspberry tarts. Those are cute. Tiny snickerdoodle ice cream sandwiches. Little homemade Hostess cupcakes. Itty bitty candied bacon churros. Baby Boston cream cakes. So cute. Petite cinnamon sugar palmiers. Cute little coconut cakes. And itty bitty Bloody Marys. Petite raspberry champagne cocktails. And that was your preview of Tiny Food Party. All right. Now, I'm going to warn you guys, I'm not offended if you take off because the next two books are children's cooking related books. Let's see if I can find them in my catalog. Oh, here we go. Carousel. Bake, make, and learn to cook. Fun and healthy recipes for young cooks. I haven't looked through this yet. It is David Atherton, the Great British Baking Show winner, illustrated by Rachel Stubbs. Learn to cook with these deliciously fun, imaginative, and healthy recipes from star chef David Atherton. Young, aspiring cooks can follow the simple, delightfully illustrated step-by-step instructions to create 43 different dishes for any time of the day. Divided into 4 sections: starting the day, lunches and simple suppers, delicious treats and cakes, and bakes. There's something for everyone. And the publisher is, I'm not sure actually. Let me take a look. Candlewick Press. That's right, they do lots of good children's books. Okay. Introduction. I loved my first cookbook. I remember taking turns with my twin brother to pick a recipe, and my mom was always on hand to help us. For my family, food wasn't a chore, it was a time to explore and have fun together. This came out in 2020. Cute little chapters. Starting the day, lunches and simple suppers, delicious treats, cakes and bakes. Cooking terms, since this is a children's cookbook, they have to, help them learn how to measure. A visual guide to the equipment list that they'll need. I like that. So cute. And I love that not everyone in the book is white. It's a very diverse cookbook, as it should be. Starting the day. Let's see if there's any food photographs, or it's illustrations. Cute. Purple smoothies, oatmeal toppers, and they have step-by-step instructions with pictures or illustrations of the way it's supposed to look. I love that. Banana bear pancakes. Edible chia bowls. That's clever. Scrambled egg surprise. I prefer not to have surprises at my breakfast, but I love that cookbook. It's so clever. Yes, thank you, Katie. Took me a couple minutes to see that you'd said that. My bad. Nutty French toast. Those of you just joining us, we're looking through Bake, Make, and Learn to Cook for Children. We're already in the lunches and simple suppers part of the cookbook. Whoa, teapot soup. That's kind of cool. Magic tomato sauce. Snaky breadsticks. I prefer not to eat things that look like snakes, but that could just be me. Piggy buns. The best veggie lasagna. Octo pizzas. Cute. This will really kids will love this, absolutely. Perfect pasta bake. Easy peasy pot pies. Veggie hot dogs. That's not difficult. Did I just change chapters? Yes, delicious treats. Veggie summer rolls. Sushi shapes. Energy stars, two-tone pops. Cakes and bakes. This will be fun. A cakey caterpillar. A honey hanana cake. Valentine upside down cake. I prefer my cakes to be right side up. And of course, since it's the Great British Baking Show, Victoria sandwich buns. So that was your little preview of Bake, Make, and Learn to Cook. I'm guessing the kids age 8 or 9 with help in the kitchen up to 12 or 13 would find this really fun and cute. 13 might be a little too old. I'm not sure. Depends on your kiddo. We have one book left, and then I'm going to go off the air and come right back on and invite you to join me for a Jane Austen tarot card reading. But I'm not psychic. Just go on by what the guidebook says. Here's our final book today from this cookbook library haul. Alice Waters and the Trip to Delicious. I found it in the non-fiction section of the juvenile section of my local library. Written by Jacqueline Briggs Martin. Illustrated by Helen Choi. And there's an afterword by Alice Waters herself. So the back is cute. I'll read what it says. Chef Alice Waters has always been friends with food. The search for good food led Alice Waters to France, and then back home to Berkeley, California, where she started Chez Panisse restaurant and the Edible Schoolyard. For Alice, a delicious meal does not start in the kitchen, but in the fields with good soil and caring farmers. Okay. Starts off with a beautiful end papers with fish and veggies. I don't know who published it because the library covered that up, but I'll find out. This came out in 2014. The publisher is Readers to Eaters. Distributed by Publishers Group West. Okay, look at these cute illustrations. So this would be, judging by how many sentences are on the page, you would read this to a 5 or 6-year-old who could sit still long enough to hear it, and a 7, 8, or 9-year-old could read it to themselves. But a 9-year-old's getting a little bit old for this kind of book. Well, Alice Waters has always been friends with food. When she was 3 years old, she wore food: a lettuce leaf skirt, radish bracelets, a necklace of strawberries, a crown of asparagus, and she won first prize in a costume contest. I didn't know that about her. She's going to France on this page, and I can't show you the whole book. S over on YouTube says, "Oh, that's so cute." I don't know if you mean this Alice Waters book or the last cookbook. Chez Panisse, she's starting her restaurant. And finding enough fresh, tasty food is becoming a problem for her. Here she is in Berkeley, and growers are bringing fresh food to her table so she can cook it for the restaurant. Just love the pictures. I'm going to skip ahead. Spoiler alert. We're going to look at the last page of this book. The last page of the story. Yay! Colorful and cute and sweet. I just had to get that from the library. I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek, my cookbook haul today. Hope to see you in some of our streams later today. We're going to be chatting about tea and taking it easy about 3 p.m. today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Thanks so much for commenting, S.